the other one, the big one for me was I think New South Wales' disallowed try when Morris threw the ball to Pearce. And it was called a forward pass. What do we make of that? Was it fudd or was it forward?
Live, when it first happened, I thought it was forward by a mile. Watched the replay. I was like, it actually looked okay. The pass before it was forward anyway, so it's a moot point to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's justice. If they let the first one go and then they pull up the second one, either way, I wasn't fussed with that. I didn't think that was a massive deal, to be honest.
I think in fast motion, I think it looks forward, so I can't think you can fault the refs for calling that. And it's one of those things that you can't go up to the referees, to the video referee. So the referees have got to make that snap on the field decision. And I think it was the right call. I think in fast motion and in that sideline view that we had, I think it certainly looked forward, and the ref was in the right position to call it. And like you said, the pass before that was a mile forward, so it was no try for me all day.
Yeah. I think we're agreeing on that one. But I think for the most part, the refereeing performances in both games are pretty good.
I got
no issues with either game, to be honest. Yeah. I don't want to bog down talking referees. That's another bugbear of mine is every time someone's team loses, they blame the referees for it. But I think the ref has done a pretty good job in both games, to be honest.
And the Inglis disallowed try as well, obviously. It was, I think it was Miles, or Morgan was in the tackle.
Morgan in the tackle and Miles was in it too.
Yeah,
so
and then they sort of whacked it out of his, it looked like
the ruling was that Morgan knocked on,
Tell us,
which
Kevin.
I don't think personally is, I can see, I didn't think it was a strip, to be honest. I thought Pearce knocked on, then I thought it touched Nate Miles, who then knocks on. So it's a double knock on for me, and even if you don't say that Miles knocked on, it came off his leg or whatever, and then Inglis is offside. So it's no try, but I think it should have been a Queensland feed rather than a New South Wales feed. But again, I don't think that cost Queensland the game at all.
Kevin,
I could deal with that decision too.
Mate, you're probably the master at this, but let's just to sort of clarify and put people like me and other people out there at ease. So say, for example, someone is carrying the ball up and then someone like Michael Morgan and Nate Miles goes for the tackle, and then Michael Morgan obviously goes for the tackle and whacks it out of the attacking player's hands. Does that count? Does that substitute a knock on, or what is that?
The problem is
how do you interpret that?
It's often left to interpretation, exactly, and often the interpretation is down to whether there's intent to rip it out or whatever, or if they judge it a loose carry, and that's why it's such a grey area. So, for me, and Phil Gould was very vocal about it on the call, is that it felt like a loose carry from Pearce, and it came out, and it's like Morgan was up to make a tackle and wasn't up there to strip the ball. Yeah. But his hand did touch the ball, so I can see where the interpretation comes from. So, look, again, it's a grey area. I don't have a huge issue with the decision. I would have said knock on Pearce and then scrum feed Queensland 10 metres out or whatever it was.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a no try. Watching it live, I was blowing up and I thought it was a try 100%, but you go back and look at it today and I think there's little doubt that it touches Nate Miles, so without a doubt, I don't think it is a try. But like I said, I think overall the refereeing was good. I didn't really have a problem with it. Upon reflection, maybe as the 80th minute I was screaming a little bit, but upon reflection and looking over the game and looking over the controversial decisions in quotes, that I think that they got most of them right. I think with the Josh Morris try again, I think it's one of those ones that could have been 50-50, but they sent it up for a try and there was no separation from the ball.
So it's a try.
I think that's a try for me every day. So.